2021 will mark the 35th annual Florence Graduate Symposium in Italian Renaissance Art, which will take place on the morning of Friday, November 26th at our Syracuse Florence campus. Pre-registration is required to attend this event in person, or you can watch via our live stream. Please consult the details on the invitation card at the beginning or the end of this video, and we hope you'll join us. Here are the graduate students giving us a sneak preview of the research they will be presenting at this year's symposium.
In his 1925 publication, scholar Yukio Yashiro introduced the public to Sandro Botticelli's Trinity with Saints Mary Magdalene and John the Baptist for the first time. In his publication, Yashiro identified the panel not only as an autograph work by Botticelli in his workshop, but also as the artist's mysterious Pala della Convertite, a documented but previously unidentified altarpiece designed for the high altar of Santa Elisabetta della Convertite, a Florentine convent located in the Oltrarno that once housed Reformed prostitutes. Despite general consensus among scholars that the Trinity is in fact the Pala della Convertite, little work has been done to contextualize the altarpiece within its original setting. My project focuses on situating the Trinity within the physical, visual, and social context of Santa Elisabetta at the end of the 15th century. In doing so, I explore the Trinity's function as a devotional object that was intended to encourage the Reformed prostitutes of Santa Elisabetta to reflect on their transition from promiscuity to piety.
Toward the end of his life in the 1460s, the sculptor Donatello and members of his workshop executed a series of bronze reliefs depicting scenes of Christ's Passion and Resurrection. These works were commissioned by Cosimo the Elder de' Medici and destined to decorate the family's parish church of San Lorenzo. However, for reasons that are still mysterious to scholars, Donatello's bronze reliefs seem not to have been installed in the church until nearly half a century later, in 1515. On this occasion, the works were erected as paired pulpits to decorate San Lorenzo in celebration of the Florentine visit of Pope Leo X, Cosimo the Elder's great-grandson. My project examines the remarkable impact Donatello's reliefs had during Leo X's entry into Florence by considering several little-known drawings after Donatello made at this time by the sculptor Baccio Bandinelli. Although Bandinelli has long been judged the less skilled and bitter rival of the more famous Michelangelo, I argue that his art contributed more than any other sculptor to the reception of Donatello in the 16th century, with enduring consequences for how we understand Donatello today.
During the 16th century, a common decorative motif on the ceilings of many elite palaces and villas in Florence and Rome was that of the painted fictive pergola, often populated with birds. My project is centered around the painted ceiling of the Stanza degli Uccelli, painted by Jacopo Zucchi in 1576 and 77 for the Villa Medici in Rome, and argues that it stands apart from the 16th century visual tradition of avian decoration of domestic settings in central Italy because of its design features. Earlier painted depictions often show birds as part of a decorative grotesque or alongside humans and other creatures in a fictive outdoor scene, but the Stanza degli Uccelli is a rare example in which birds painted atop a fictive pergola against a white background are the subject matter of the ceiling. By considering both Florentine and Roman examples, both ancient and contemporary, I attempt to place the Stanza degli Uccelli within the larger tradition of bird decoration in domestic spaces in Italy.
In the late 15th century, Andrea Mantegna painted the large-scale triumphs of Caesar for the Gonzaga family of the court of Mantua. This series has long fascinated audiences and scholars alike for its vibrant depiction of Roman military power. In early 17th century Antwerp, Peter Paul Rubens constructed a copy of the Triumphs of Caesar of his own. Over 100 years and hundreds of miles separated these two works. Simultaneously, both Italy and Northern Europe were expanding their global reach and contact with places and people outside of Europe, including Africa. My project is specifically analyzing the ways that Andrea Mantegna and Peter Paul Rubens represent Black people within these paintings, specifically how they stereotyped them. While multiple studies have covered the relationship between the Rubens painting and the Mantegna series, none have provided a comparative analysis of the Black people in each painting. Doing so can offer a deeper understanding of Europe's shifting relationship to Africa between the late 15th and early 17th centuries.
My research looks at the astrological vault of Giulio Romano's Camera dei Venti through a Renaissance tradition of astral magic. Scholars have only recently begun to consider the ways that the popularity of astrological room decorations in the Renaissance might have been a product of elite patrons' interests in using these vaults as a kind of talisman to capture the essence of the celestial bodies and to transfer the influence of the stars to the viewer standing below. My work places the Camera dei Venti, commissioned by Federico II Gonzaga for the Palazzo Te in Mantua, within this context of astrological room decorations. My research demonstrates that Federico Gonzaga was not only interested in using astral talisman in order to obtain the benefits of the celestial bodies, but the Camera dei Venti's complex iconography is perhaps best explained and understood through this tradition of astral magic.